there's a story going out now that Toronto is looking to make a trade for Rafael Devers. Now, I don't know how quick this could happen, but it doesn't seem like Rafael Devers is very happy over there in Boston. The Boston Red Sox decided to make this move for Bregman. They got Bregman on a cheap. I really do. I think Bregman really thought he was going to make between 45 and 46 million. He is a little bit under that. And I think that the Red Sox felt like with Bregman putting him at third base, it's going to be he's going to be an all-time great defensive player over there at third. The last player that the Red Sox had defensively over there, I don't even remember the last defensive great player they had over there at third.
Adrian Beltre.
There you go. Adrian Beltre. How long ago was that?
I mean, it was a while ago.
Big expectations that didn't go anywhere.
That was a long time ago, and I remember Adrian Beltre really as a Texas Ranger. I really don't even remember him as a Red Sox.
He was only there a year and a half. That's why.
Yeah. So Adrian Beltre is an all-time great. I mean, obviously, he should be a Hall of Famer. If he in the next 3-4 years, he'll be up for a Hall of Fame. But the story here is Rafael Devers and the Boston Red Sox are right now in a spot where they're going to have to make a decision. Devers has already come out and said that he is not playing as a designated hitter. He's not playing at any other position. He is a third baseman. He expects to be the third baseman for the Boston Red Sox moving forward. He signed an 11-year deal. 2 years ago, expecting to be their third baseman for the rest of his career. And now you make a move like this for Bregman. Now, Bregman could play shortstop. He can even play second baseman. He is a great defender. Obviously, he's not the same hitter he once was. We all know that. When he was an Astro 5 years ago, he's one of the best hitters, probably one of the top 3 best third baseman hitters in all of baseball. But he's not like that anymore. But he still could put up pretty good numbers in a lineup that is going to be very interesting in the middle of their lineup. Now, I like Alex Bregman. I think he's a great leader. We've seen what he's done with the Astros. The Astros are a championship team. One of the main reasons why they were a great championship team was because of the leadership of Alex Bregman. But and nobody wanted Alex Bregman. I don't care what anybody says. You look at Alex Bregman, he was the last big name still on the table. Everybody was taken. And we're going into spring training like it's already in spring training. The Yankees are down there right now, pitchers and catchers, and everybody's down there right now. So it took practically the off season for Alex Bregman to be picked up by one of these teams. There were so many teams. How many teams did we hear early in the talks, early after the season? You had the Mets, you had the Yankees. I heard the Orioles at one point. There were so many teams interested in Alex Bregman, but nobody pulled the trigger. And one of the main reasons why is they didn't want to sign him to anything more than 3 years. Well, Alex had to decide that before spring training starts, he knows he needs to be there for a team. And the Red Sox gave him, I believe, the most money in a 3-year span. But again, how long, and the contracts are very unique too. I read different things about the contract that in 1 year, Alex Bregman could actually opt out of the contract if he doesn't want to be there. So if he has a good season with the Red Sox, and that to me is a very interesting move right now, because if Alex Bregman has a good season, he can opt out. If Devers gets traded to Toronto, which there is stories coming out that Toronto could be the team that could make that move. Vladimir Guerrero is definitely on a trade block. Obviously, the Red Sox are going to have to throw in maybe 1 or 2 more pieces to land of Vladimir Guerrero. But if Devers gets traded over there, what are they going to do at third base if Bregman decides to part ways with the Red Sox next year if he has a good season? That's a good question. And again, I go back to this whole Red Sox thing. The Red Sox have always been a team to make moves at the last minute. We've seen this many, many times. And sometimes these moves really, really work. Alex Bregman going to a new team in the American League East. He's hit very well against the Yankees over the years, even Baltimore. Now, the Baltimore Orioles are not the same pitching staff they were last year, as Burns has gone to the Giants. So there's still a lot of questions in the American League East. We know the Yankees are going to be good, but the other teams, Baltimore has a lineup. They do, but they have a bunch of young pitchers. And as far as I'm concerned, their pitching staff has not really grown from what they were last year. I thought they were going to bring back Burns. They were going to make that move. They didn't do that. Burns obviously got the most money going to the Giants. And the Tampa Bay Rays, we don't know what they're going to be every year. 1 year they could be unbelievable, and 2 years, 3 years in a row, they're not as good. The Rays over the last year and a half have not been that great top team in the American League, but that could change. They have a great coach, a great manager over there. They have great executives running the organization, and I question what the Red Sox did all off season. This was the move to make. They needed to make a splash. The Yankees made they added a bunch of big name players after losing Juan Soto. So the Red Sox needed to bring somebody in that Red Sox fans would be happy. And then obviously you want to stay in that conversation with the New York Yankees. So there's a lot of questions with this, Speedy. I don't know what the Boston Red Sox are going to do next year. If Bregman decides, hey, you know what? I had a great season. I had 30 home runs. I had about 90 RBIs, and I was hitting about 289. I'm going to free agency again. I'm going to see what I can get out of a free agent market. I mean, what did the Red Sox do, even if they make that trade for Vladimir Guerrero?